Yes, indeed. The dark sign brands the undead. And in this land, the undead are corralled and led to the north. Where they are locked away to await the end of the world. This is your fate.
And just like that, here we are with the beginning of the game. Circle of Mania is here. I would hope it would be me since it's my channel, but we are here locked away in the Northern Undead Asylum awaiting our fate. Except for our good friend Oscar above, who we will meet a bit later. And he's helping us get out of here, so. Let's see. What I want to explain. This first area is like I said, the first few videos are going to be a little bit explanation heavy. And you know, by nature, just because it's the beginning of a game. So, one thing I'll say is that weapon we have in our hand right there. See that thing, that little broken ass sword. The only item I did not manage to pick up in my the game playthrough that I actually got all the weapons. And that's because this is the only one in the entire game. You will never ever get another one. Even if you go into New Game Plus, you will not get another one of these. This is the only one. And some of you may be going, no, I know I can get this. I know I can get it. Yeah, I can get the broken sword hilt. Yes, the broken sword hilt. This is technically a different. This is a different item. It is different. And as such, we are going to put it away in our inventory, and we will leave it there and never worry about it again. So this is us. We start the game, get our dungeon cell key. If you see here, we start with start with your armor, whatever. I'll kind of go through a little bit as we go on how everything works, what everything does. Up on the left there, you see big 00. That's our humanity. That'll become relevant as we go on. Below that is the red bar. That's our health. Green bar is our stamina. Everything you do in this game, attacking, blocking, rolling, jumping, all that stuff uses your stamina, so you want to keep that in mind as you go. Right trigger is a quick attack, right bumper is fast or a large attack. That's an asshole we're going to deal with at a later date. We're not going to deal with him right now. If you rock up behind something, you can backstab it like that. Does extra damage. Very efficient way to deal with stuff. I'll show you this as we go a little bit more. So this is the first part. This is the beginning of the game. First thing I'll do is I want to tell you one thing you want to do. Turn your brightness up. Hate to say it, but if I were to play this where it tells me to, the dragon needs to be invisible, which for me is right there is where it goes invisible. This is apparently what I should be playing the game in. And I can't see shit, so we're going to be playing at a brightness that's actually makes sense, which is all the way up. And anyone that's like, oh, it's not meant to be played, you know what? I don't care. Go choke on a bag of dicks, as Ice-T would say. This is a bonfire. You'll encounter these as we go throughout the game. This is basically your save point, your healing station. You can upgrade stuff at it later. Very important. Don't forget it's here. So what we're going to do here is a little bit of an explanation in paying attention. If you're paying attention, they actually put that little thing up there, and you'll notice there's a dude up there. Really big dude. Looks like an asshole. He is. He is not. Actually, he's not. He's very crap. But a lot of times in this game, if you play through like you should be, until you know the area, don't run ahead. Scout. Take your time. This game is meant to kill you. It's meant to make you frustrated. You should be taking your time doing it. Dying isn't that big a deal. Most of the time. You're going to die. I'm going to die. I guarantee you I'm going to die. Several times in this playthrough. Deathless runs, even for like speedrunners that are really good at the game, not that easy to accomplish. But for new people, piece of advice is always pay attention. As you come in here, you're gonna go up here and say, "Oh, hey, there's a big dude up there. I wonder what's gonna happen when I walk in this tiny enclosed room." Well, what you're supposed to do, I'll kind of show you what would happen. You're a new player. Hey, this is cool. Hey, I can run. I love running. What's this? I'm gonna read this. Get away. Oh no! Oh, what do I do? Ooh, you get hit by his thing. You fight him. You gotta punch him to death. Oh, it's not doing much damage. Oh, it's still not doing anything. Oh, it's all crap. So yeah, what you're supposed to do, one key, is look for the look around. Over there, there's a light. There's a a torch. There's an open door. That's probably where you want to go. This is locked. Don't go here. So as you can see, I'm basically ignoring his attacks. That's because this game has a feature where you can avoid attacks. And whenever you do your rolly dive, I call it, your rolly dives, your dodges, whatever you want to call it, you get iframes, invincibility frames. So if you time your things right, you can dodge pretty much everything in the game. There are a couple things that are a little bit wonky with the dodges, but in general, if you're not bad like I just was, you can dodge. So, this is I'm kind of just trying to show you some of his attack pattern here, because we're actually going to kill him now. What you're supposed to do is leave this room, and you come fight him a little bit later when you have your weapon. This is kind of similar to Demon Souls, the first boss. You're really not meant to kill it your first playthrough, but we're going to go ahead and do it. And we can do that because we have the black fire bombs. Now, if you don't take the black fire bombs first, well, I guess I'll say, if you kill him before you get your weapon, you actually get a little bit of a prize for doing it, which we'll see when we get it. But, since most players won't do it, you can get it later, so you can get it on your second playthrough in New Game Plus by killing him once you come through here with your weapon, so it's not a big deal. But if you want to do it the first time through, just take your black fire bombs, and you're just going to chuck him at him. I believe it takes 5 of them, I think, to kill him. Nope. Go ahead and chuck them. So one thing you want to, kind of key for most of the bosses in this game is you want to stay close. If you stay far away, you're going to unleash some pretty nasty attacks where they're going to, clear a lot of space in a short time. As you can see, this guy's no big deal. Pretty easy. And we got the Demon's Great Hammer. So that's our first new item. And as you can see, it does a lot more damage than our sword. However, if we go into the stats, the sword needs 6 strength and 6 dex. The hammer needs 46 strength. As you can see, we do not have 46 strength. On the weapon, you'll see that X there. That means you cannot properly use it. If you try to use it, you do this big, slow, stupid attack. Same if you do it with 2 hands. Doesn't matter. You're not going to be able to use this for a long time. And so we won't. We will leave it there. But yeah, that's just a fun. You can do that if you want to. You still have to go through the rest of this area. You can't avoid doing that. Right here, as you can see, when you rest at a bonfire, it restores your health. Thing to note is it will also respawn any enemies in the area. So, say this guy up here. If I were to kill him and go back to that bonfire, he will respawn. All minor enemies do that. There are some enemies, and bosses never will. There are some enemies in the game that won't respawn. I'll make note of them when we find them. Right here we've got our shield, which is the target shield. We'll call it a target shield because I don't care. It's very good. So I'll show you kind of quickly here. Normally, if you parry, which is your left bumper, or not left bumper, your left trigger on a controller, you do that. Basically, I'll show you what that does in a minute. This just gives you a different animation and a bigger window to do it. And also, if you look at it here, damage reduction 78 physical. That means that if I block an attack, so say this guy hits me, not blocking, does that. Is he gonna run away? Come on, shoot me, buddy. Nope. He's gonna do this. Okay. We will go up there. So you saw how much damage. It's basically a bar of damage. Right here is going to be your weapon, by the way. For every character, that's where it's going to be. Took about a bar of damage. Run up here. If he stops running, we turn around. Hold your shield up. Take a lot less. Now, another thing is there's no pausing in this game. I'm in my menu right now, and he's still shooting at me. I'm in my menu. He's still shooting at me. So you need to be wary of that. If you're ever switching weapons or whatever, make sure you are either in a guaranteed safe place or you're paying attention in the background there. Go ahead and get rid of him. I love this dagger so much. Or dagger. Is this a dagger? Bandit's knife. Sorry, it's bandit's knife, not bandit's dagger. Dun dun dun. So another example right here of... I guess I'll show you. So the way you should be playing this game your first couple times through, or even the first time through until you know the area you're in, you're going to want to hold your left bumper like this all the time. Don't run. No point in running until you know the whole area, know what's going on. Don't run. There's an item up there. As far as I know, there's no way to actually get up there yet. Maybe there's some fancy jump you can make, but I don't know of one. We'll get that later. Hold your weapon up, or hold your shield up. Don't hurry. Pay attention, because look, oh, there's a guy in there. That's weird. He looks familiar, doesn't he? And then over here, if you're paying attention, you look up and see, that's weird. What is that? Oh crap, oh crap, oh crap. It's a ball. We'll deal with him in a minute here. If you head down here, you can open up a shortcut. Technically, you might as well open it. Takes you back into the first bonfire right in front of the boss room. And then up here is the first NPC we meet, Oscar. Now, I've gone back and forth a little bit as to whether I'm going to let the NPCs all talk and I'll just sit there and listen. I've decided against it, just because it's kind of boring. So I'll just kind of give you like a rundown of what they're telling us. Basically, he's giving us an Estus flask. The Big Pilgrim's Key is something we shouldn't have picked up here. You only pick that up if you kill him. Usually the boss that we killed will drop that. Then the Undead Asylum, Floor 2 East Key. Basically, he's telling us that we, since he's about to die, he wants us to take his place. He wants us to make a pilgrimage to the land of ancient lords, which, you know, I guess that sounds like something we could do since we're not really doing much else, just hanging out. Alright, so most of the time, on your first playthrough, this is how you're going to fight enemies. You're going to lock onto them, you're going to walk up to them, you're going to let them hit you, you're going to attack them. You're going to block with your shield, and then you're going to attack them. Block with your shield, attack them. Doing this with a full physical shield is a lot better. So if you start with the warrior and the heater shield, that's a perfect tactic. You won't take any physical damage, and you can very easily counter-attack stuff. The second way you would do that is, if I can get this guy to come get me, is the backstab method. Oh, well, hold on. I'll take one of these guys out. Maybe. Okay, there we go. One's down. Oh, I guess I'll show you. Now's a good time. So, your Estus flask. You got 5 of them. All you do is use it. It takes a little bit of time. You can go ahead and heal. Now, I'll show you the backstab method that I first learned. Is just block, and then get around him, and stab. The key to that is, when you're doing this, as you're circling around him, you have to drop the shield. You can't backstab while your shield is held up, so you have to make sure you drop it and then hit the right bumper. And that's kind of like the intermediate way to fight things, and then parrying is kind of like the advanced, which I'll show you in this room. This is the room that you're supposed to learn it. It tells you how to do it as well as to parry. So, parrying, I guess I'll show you the difference. That's a parry right there. Basically, it just stuns them for a little bit after their attack if you hit it. And the way I learned how to do it is you don't want to try and parry the weapon itself. You want to parry their hand. So ignoring the tip of the weapon, wait until the hand is there and then parry it. And with this shield we have here, we actually have a lot bigger window. So if you mess up a little bit, it's a little bit more forgiving. It's a great way to learn how to parry. Oh, is he leaving? And yeah, parrying, once you get it down, is easily the best way to go about killing stuff in this game. So then after you parry, you do the riposte and do tons of damage, and that's going to be the best way to take out a lot of enemies in the game. Another bonus about backstabs and parries is you get invincibility frames while you're doing it. So if you happen to catch a like a group of enemies, like say these three were here, if I could run over here, run around him and backstab him, those two can wail at me all they want. Until the animation is done, I cannot be interrupted. And I believe that was changed in Dark Souls 2, I think. But, yeah. So this is where you normally, there's going to be a fog gate here. And the boss is going to be down below you in this room. You're going to go through the fog gate and come in here. His health's going to pop up. He's going to be right there. You can do a plunging attack, which I believe it tells you here. While you're falling, pressing right bumper will do a plunging attack. However, if you do the jump attack, which is like flicking forward and hitting the right bumper, or the right trigger at the same time, that's a jump attack. If you do that off of the edge of this, like this, I'll show you like that, you actually do a little bit of extra damage to him, so that's a cool little tip if you didn't know. And that is actually almost going to finish up this area. There's two more things we want to make note of out here. One is a free souls. Souls are in the bottom right there. You get them for basically everything you kill in the game. This area you don't get a lot of them because, you know, tutorial area. I think you get enough for a couple levels. You also will find these throughout the game. These are soul items. They're going to be in under your regular inventory slot, just the generic-y one. Right there. Used to acquire souls. You use them, and you get some souls. They get bigger as they go on. I think the highest is, I want to say 40,000 maybe for a soul of the hero. I can't quite remember. Oh, also, right there, apologize for that. Ever since I got my new graphics card, I've had this weird bug where randomly my game will just kind of stop. The sound works, it still records. It'll come back after a second to a couple seconds, but I'm sure that's going to kill me at some point. The other thing to make note of in this area is over here. We'll see if they talk to us today. Nope. I don't know what causes them to talk to you or not talk to you. But basically, usually when you come over here, there'll be a couple birds that'll talk to you and tell you they want stuff. I think they want shiny and silky. You can come back here and drop items later in the game, and they'll give you items in return. And there's a couple of items, a couple of things you can only get from them there. You can only get there, so we're gonna have to come back and do that. And then yeah. So I don't want to spoil anything, but we're about to hit a cutscene. So that was the first episode. That was the Northern Undead Asylum, kind of the tutorial area. That was weird. Oh god. Whew. I suddenly had to inhale sharply, and it hurt a lot. That was weird. That was the Northern Undead Asylum, the first area of the game. The next episode, we're going to kind of do like a starter guide before we get into the game. I'm going to call it the Firelink Starter Kit or something like that. And then after that, we'll get into the full game, like the first area. So since this is the first real episode, I'm going to go ahead and say it now, and I'm not going to repeat it much, if at all. I want to say thanks to everyone for watching. It's really appreciated. Hopefully you guys enjoy this as much as I do enjoy playing it. Hope you enjoy all my other stuff, everything I do. You know, every subscription I get, every view I get is like super important to me. It's super awesome just knowing that there's actually people that watch and kind of care about what I'm doing. So thank you guys a lot for the watching, and you know, subscribe to the channel, follow the Facebook page, follow me on Twitter. All that stuff will be in the somewhere around here. You'll be able to find it. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you on the next episode. So let's go on to the cutscene.
Only in the ancient legends it is stated one day an undead shall be chosen. To leave the Undead Asylum in pilgrimage to the land of the ancient lords. Lordran.